But we're also, with the end of that, the whole party leveled up last time.
Very
and so,
exciting.
Yeah, the party is level 9 now. It's crazy. Crazy. We've gone from 3 to 9. And we talked this week, and we're gonna post all of these together on YouTube. But we talked this week with Rachel about how Click is leveling up, and Moonboy. We talked a bunch about Moonboy's the only person with access to 5th level spells now.
Very exciting.
Very exciting. He's got Greater Restoration and Resurrection as access to Resurrection.
I'm gonna get Revivify.
Oh, great. Okay, cool. So yeah, I would love for you to walk us through what you get in this new leveling up.
Okay, so I get at level 9. I think we'll all be getting a bump to our proficiency bonuses, which is pretty huge.
Huge.
Some more hit points. So my proficiency bonus is +4 now. A bump to my hit points, which I think we should roll for right now.
Well, so the little thing I do with hit points is you can either roll for it, and you just have to take whatever number you get, unless you get a 1, and then you re-roll.
Okay.
But you can't take the average if you roll under the average. You're stuck with whatever you roll for, or you just go ahead and take the average. So
right. So if I roll a 2, I'm stuck with it. But if I roll a 1, I get to roll again.
That's correct. And you roll a D8 or D10?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
D8.
All right.
Let's roll for it.
Love it. You're the first one. Love to see it.
That is a 1.
Ooh. Roll it again.
That's a 7.
Ooh, look at that. Look at that.
Nice.
Beefy Kai. What does that put you at?
75.
Okay, cool. That's what Moonboy... I think it's what Moonboy has exactly as well. So, that rocks. Congratulations.
Huge.
Huge.
Glad I didn't get stuck with that 1. That would have sucked.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a fun little thing.
Yeah,
I love the risk to it.
Yeah.
And then, so do you know if your proficiency bonus affects anything else? Like, I know that Jordan gets access to more spells.
I'll get a armorer class thingy.
Okay.
I'll get armor modifications. I can learn how to use my artificer infusions to specially modify my arcane armor. That armor now counts as separate items for the purposes of my infusions. The boots, the helmet, the special weapon. Each of those items can bear one of my infusions. And my maximum number of items I can infuse at once increases by 2, but those extra items have to be part of my armor.
Wow, okay.
So that's cool. I think I can figure out how to use that. I'll get some new spells. So access to the entire 3rd level artificer spell list, and also the extra armorer spells, which I believe are lightning bolt and hypnotic pattern.
Wow. Okay.
2 good
cool.
spells.
Yeah.
So I'll get access to blink, catnap, which is a cool spell that I had never heard of before that lets me make people take a short rest in 10 minutes.
Whoa.
Which is pretty cool.
Holy shit, that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah. Create food, especially with a bard in the party. Create food and water, dispel magic, fly, haste,
and
vivify.
Remind me, are you able to swap out your spells when you sleep?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I couldn't remember that on the last stream, so that's good to know that you and Jordan are quite the utility combo between the two of you. That's awesome. Because Andrew can't, bards can't.
That's right.
So wow, that's huge.
So that's all exciting.
And how many spell slots of the third? You get access to 3rd level now. So, and how many spell slots do you have there?
Two slots.
2. Wow. Okay. Man, you guys got some punch now. Yeah. Not that you didn't before, but that's exciting. Is there a particular spell? We've seen you use Revivify in the stream because you had a spell scroll, and because it was on your spell list, you could roll for it and use it, and you, like you usually do, rolled really well. But do you have any other spells that you're excited about?
There's some great buffs in there, And some great utility spells like Fly.
Yeah.
Having Dispel Magic is good, because that's just always useful. But I can buff people with, like, Haste. Flame Stride looks maybe interesting. That's a way to make people faster. That Catnap is interesting. I don't know how often we would use it, but it's cool.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, Hypnotic Pattern is always good.
Yes, yeah. And Catnap, especially because there are people who get things back on short rests that besides hit points, too. So,
yeah.
That's bonkers. And so, also, your spell save DC goes up by 1, and your spell attack bonus goes up by 1, because your proficiency. What are those sitting at now?
My spell save DC will be, I think, 17.
Whew, all right.
Yeah.
And so your attack bonus is...
Spell attack bonus will be +9.
9, yeah. Damn, okay, cool.
Trying to think of... Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that will really change Kai's play style, but I think I'll be able to find a way to structure my infusions to where I maybe will have another infusion in play.
How so?
Well, if because I can have extra infusions if they're all a part of my armor, and that includes my armor's weapons.
Okay.
Which I think only applies to the Thunder Gauntlet and the Lightning Launcher, but still.
Yes,
that's still useful. I mean,
that's still huge. Yeah.
I don't know. I have to think about that, about how exactly... Because I would have to switch... No, I wouldn't. I could still use one of the weapon improvement ones, which is one of my known infusions. So, yeah, I guess I can just use that.
Man.
So that's cool.
I love... If you have not...
right now...
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I just love how many things the artificers can do, because it just, like, even with this armor modifications ability that you get now, it just does so much. It makes your character so flexible, you know, like you can do so many different things.
And especially the armor is like a very flexible, you can, you know, it's designed to where you can sort of be stealthy and maneuverable and do a lot of damage, or be very tanky, where you're hitting people and giving them disadvantage, attacking other characters besides you, and gaining temporary hit points. And then with my custom infusions that we've worked out, I can switch between those kind of on the fly.
Yeah, it's great. I'm stoked to see this Kai in action. And remind the folks at home, because we talked about this with both Moonboy and Click, because they both started using, when we started playing the show over a year ago, they were using the UA version of the builds that are now officially in Tasha's, and Jordan has switched over to the official version, and Rachel, just at this level, switched over to the official Cyanite too. And you were similar. You were someone who was, this artificer was not fully out at the point where when we started. So what are you using?
We're using the Tasha's version now. I think we kept a couple of things. Well, first of all, we've been playing with Arcane Weapon.
Yeah.
Which we found out after we started is just out of the game.
Yeah.
Is no longer part of 5th edition, but we're still using it.
Wild.
And I think the only other thing that has changed are the Armorer class spells. But I'm not sure which ones.
Well, yeah, I remember going through that, so that feels easy. I just think it's such a fun, like when we were talking about that with Jordan and Rachel as well, it's like we've been playing these for such a long time, you know, and that we've seen them canonically change. So
yeah,
it's cool.
The armor is pretty similar to what it was in UA.
Mm-hmm. yeah, it's fun to see like the little tweaks they made. Where like this is a bonus action instead of action, or whatever. So, well, cool.
I'm excited. I'm excited to be level 9.
Yeah, it's me too, because I just get to throw bigger and bigger things at you all. Yeah, so that'll be fun.
What level did we start at?
3.
3.
Yeah, 6 levels.
6 levels.
I have a nice little chart. You wanna wait? Hold on, give me a second. I would love to talk about this because I think this is a little funny thing that I keep track of when you all level up by episode, and so on May 18th. You were 3rd level. That's when we started. That was our first episode. You all went up to 4th level after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sessions. 4 sessions. After 4 sessions, you leveled up. And so on the 5th session, you were 4th level. And then it took you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 sessions to get to 5th level. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 sessions to 6th level.
11. Wow.
Yeah. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sessions. 9 sessions to 7th level there. And part of that was because you all had not rested in so long that like you kept going from place to place, that you had the experience but couldn't get to a point where you were resting. And I kind of
had that very long day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I kind of skirted the line with that one here because I assume you will rest when you go back to the town. So I just wanted you to be all to be prepped there, but it's spreading out, and it took 12 sessions to get to level 8, and so
it seems like a pretty healthy progression.
Good. I'm glad you feel that way.
Yeah.
Because you all are so powerful now, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to do another 10 or 15 sessions at level 9 now.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait.
Okay, cool. Well, that's it here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for doing that little side session, Aaron. That was fun.
Yeah, thank you. That was a blast.
And we are going to be back at 5 o'clock with another level up session. Andrew is going to spill the beans about why he doesn't have a 5th level spell slot like Jordan does, and kind of talk about...
Wait, he doesn't?
He doesn't.
What does that mean? Oh, I can guess, I think.
Do you want to guess? You can guess, but I will not tell you if you were right or wrong.
Well, if he's not getting a 5th level spell at level 9, that means that he must have multiclassed?
Okay. If he were to multiclass, what do you think he would multiclass into?
Maybe like... Probably not wizard. And maybe a warlock?
Okay, well, we'll find out at 5 o'clock. Andrew's going to tell you.
I can't... I mean, maybe he's like leaning into the sort of swordplay part of it and doing fighter. I'm going to say either warlock or fighter.
Okay, cool.
I think it's I guess my official guess is warlock.
Official guess is warlock. Well, we will find out at 5 o'clock. We'll find out in 10 minutes. I'm gonna leave the stream up and hanging, so we don't bug people with the notifications for every little thing. But hang out if you have any questions. You can ask them in the chat. I'll just be hanging out here, and then once Andrew pops on here, we'll be back and do another level up stream. So come hang out with us at 5 in 10 minutes.
Cool.
All right. Okay, cool. Thanks, Aaron.
Thank you. Bye,
Talk
everybody.
to you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye. Hi, hello. Here we are, leveling up, Andrew. Gonna do it. You're the last one, Andrew. Everybody's leveled up. And we had a fun cliffhanger as we were talking to Aaron, because Jordan is the only player in the party who, the whole party went to level 9, who got a 5th level spell. And Aaron has access to all kinds of third level spells now. Click has a big old boon that we kind of like did a little tweaking of her weapon, and her proficiency bonus going up was huge. But you are not getting a 5th level spell, and I would love for you to tell the folks at home why.
I'm not getting a 5th level spell because I'm finally multi-classing as a bard and a warlock. If you've been watching the show, the clues have been getting more and more and more clear until I believe in last episode where I was like, these clues are enough. I can multi-class.
Yes.
We've been planning it forever, but it's just been this real slow boil, you know?
Yeah. And I think that, like, this is kind of my rule as a DM about multiclassing is I'm always down for players to multiclass as long as there's a narrative reason for you to multiclass. I'm not into, like, the if I take a level of this at level of this and blah blah blah, then it could build this. But if you can establish a narrative reason, you can do it. Cool. Even for that reason. So I'm glad that
this one is mostly narrative reason because now that I have like kind of looked at it all stacked out, it's one of the less what's the word I'm looking for? Optimal? Less beneficial multi-classes. But we can get into it. But yeah, because I already was a College of Swords bard, so I already had the ability to wear decent armor, and I was proficient with cool swords and things like that. Things that like I may have received becoming a warlock. I did not need.
Well, what boon do you feel like you did get from it? Is there anything where you're like, I do get this for sure in that rock?
Big benefit is those warlock cantrips. They're nasty. I needed them. Bards don't get a lot of offensive spells. My go-to offensive spell was Shatter. The lowest level I can cast at is level 2, so it's kind of gobbling up spell slots. Shatter is a good spell. It's a great area of effect spell. However, I didn't have any damaging cantrips. I had like Vicious Mockery. Like what is that? That's nothing.
It doesn't scale, I don't think either.
Yeah, and it's like I use it like flavor wise in the game, kind of. But now having Eldritch Blast and Toll the Dead, which does stack with levels,
huge,
real good, because now I have ranged offensive spells that actually do a little damage, and that combined with the level 1 spell I took, Hex. Is you can kind of get a pretty nice cycle going where you hex them, you hit them with Eldritch Blast, you hex them against making that wisdom save for Toll the Dead. Next turn, hit them with Toll the Dead. They have disadvantage to try to make the save. Boom. They've already been hurt by the Eldritch Blast. They get hurt by Toll the Dead. You still get the hex bonus damage on them. You can just kind of like keep that cycle going.
Nasty. Stacking cantrips. I love that. Yeah. I'm going to just read Hex real quick because I think it's fun. You place a curse on a creature that you can see within range. Until the spell ends, you deal an extra 1d8 necrotic damage to the target whenever you hit it with an attack. Also choose one ability. When you cast a spell, the target has disadvantage on ability checks made with the chosen ability. Ooh! Gosh. Yep. Man. If the target drops to 0 hit points before the spell ends, you can use a bonus action on a subsequent turn of yours to curse a new creature.
It's very much like Hunter's Mark with Ranger, one of those underrated things that you always need to have on. And it's a bonus action, too. So,
whoa!
Bonus action, Hex. Action, Eldritch Blast. Hurt them. Do the damage. Make them weak with their wisdom saves. Hit them with Toll the Dead. Next turn. Yeah. So I don't think that adds a whole new dimension.
Yeah, like this is pretty. It's like we were talking about when I was talking to Rachel about kind of like twiddling with the fighter. Like so many of these things are such consistent hits, and they are, especially with cantrips. Like even if you're outside of Hex, range, or even if you're using Hex, it's like for only a first level spell. So you are there's so much sustain here. Like if you're in a dungeon, you're not just like blowing a couple of big spells to make it happen. There's so much consistent damage that gives you advantages for there to be sustain in moments. So.
Oh, sorry, my
Oh, I thought that was
phone
an
alarm
ice
just
cream.
went off.
I thought that was an ice cream.
It sounds like an ice cream truck,
Yeah.
but it's my phone alarm.
So that's amazing. And did you take the Aaron was the only person who's rolled so far for hit points, and he ended up rolling a 7.
I have to take the safe average because, as we all know, my character is so weak. I cannot. I mean, it goes either way. If I rolled and got great rolls, I would cease to be so delicate. But if I roll poorly, I'm only getting more and more delicate. So I generally take the safe bet. So I have 46 hit points for a level 9 character. That's pretty bad. That's
yeah.
I mean, that is the low range of caster HP, I think.
Yeah, 2 party members have in the 70s.
Yeah.
So you're a fragile little human boy.
Harlan and I are in another game, and I have a sorcerer in that game who's level 11, and that sorcerer seems so much stronger than Flute. And granted, yes, the sorcerer's level 11, but they still seem like much more robust.
Yeah. He's Flute's a fragile boy.
He's a fragile boy.
He's truly a glass cannon.
Yep.
Well, great.
So, so that's pretty much all I could do with the Warlock. I could choose one spell and 2 cantrips. So that's what I took. I took Hex and Eldritch Blast and Toll the Dead. I could not swap out any Bard spells because that happens when you take that level. It's not just when you level up.
Wow.
It's when you take a level of Bard. So all my Bard spells had to stay put, which is a bummer because I just have some duds in there that I am just not using.
What are the
I took
duds?
Cloud of Daggers because the NPC Talon had a very cool Cloud of Daggers where glass would come out and like swirl around. It was very cool. I really liked it. I liked the flavor. So Flute was going to do the same thing. Maybe I did it in one game. I don't remember, but Flute took Cloud of Daggers to basically do the same thing with like a glass kind of tornado. But then I just never found myself really using it because the damage and there was always something I felt that was more applicable in the moment. So I'd like to get rid of Cloud of Daggers. I'd like to probably get rid of Major Image.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I feel Cloud of Daggers is good if you're in a contained area, So maybe that'll pop up.
Or an opponent you just don't think is going to move. Then it's like, okay, get him with.
Yeah.
But.
So.
Yeah. What else? Not much else happens in Warlock. Should we say who my patron is, or should we wait till the stream?
Yeah, let's wait. I think that will be a cool reveal. But I would like to talk about. Do you think that do you have a plan for taking more levels down the road? Like, do you have that mapped out in your head, or are you just going to kind of go with the flow?
Yeah, I will probably. I mean, we'll see narratively kind of what makes sense, because now that we've unlocked this kind of these 2 sides to the character, it'll kind of be like, well, how's it kind of been happening in the game? It might make narrative sense to take a level of Bard for whatever reason. But my tentative plan is just to take Warlock levels, at least for the next 4, because I'll get my Eldritch Invocations, I'll get my Pact Boon, and then at 4th level I get that ability score improvement, which I want also. So, that's my tentative plan, is just to take the next 4 levels in Warlock. So I'd have 8 Bard for Warlock. And then after that, I don't know. We'll just kind of see. I mean, I would like to keep taking some Bard levels just to get my Bardic Inspiration dice up. They progress to 1d10, et cetera, et cetera. So, I'm not done taking Bard levels by any means, but now that I can start dealing with the warlock spells, it's huge. It's going to be a real game changer. Because I already had, thanks to Ventress's sword, that's like an end game loot item. Maybe not end game, but I mean, that sword is so powerful that
This sword is very powerful.
I won't need a new melee weapon. I don't know if I'll need one in the campaign. It would have to be pretty sweet to beat a +3 rapier. So
yeah, well, let's.
I mean, now I'm getting +10 to hit with that thing, and it deals 1d8 +6 damage, and I can swing it twice in a fight. So yeah, that's crazy.
You've also been very careful about how that sword is displayed. I will say, I think that is a fun bit of the game for me. Is that sword a sword that is like the player Andrew feels is that powerful, but people also know in the world is that powerful. So you've been very careful with it.
I try to. Yeah. Because you never know. Yeah, it's you could get in trouble. It also just, I mean, if nothing else, you could get mugged for it or something. You know.
That's true. It's true. Well, cool. Anything else you want to throw in about the character? I'm excited to see. I'm excited to play around with the flavor things because I think that there's just like we've unlocked the door now, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, now we can finally kind of get to some of this exposition, but the proficiency bonus is also great because thanks to my jack of all trades, like the lowest I add now to any skill is 3. That's like my default lowest is 3. And then, I've got stuff that I'm adding 12 to. So
ooh, what are your 12s?
I only have 2 12s, deception and performance, which are very, very flute wind rider things. So those are my 2 expertise things.
Oh man,
that's another reason to take some more bard levels, is because I would get greater expertise and I get to choose 2 other skills and do it again.
Man, I can't wait to. I'm gonna be on the lookout for a performance check. I don't make you roll enough performance checks. That's fun.
Yeah, whenever they come up, I get excited because I took it just for the flavor. Like, who would possibly choose performance for an expertise? It's never like it's so rarely a gameplay thing. It's just like a fun flavor thing. But I wanted, when I made the character, I really wanted to make a character, not just like a series of numbers to try to beat a video game. Yeah. So I did choose performance. But whenever you have asked me for performance roles, that's very exciting because I'm like, oh yeah, my character should be good at this. He went to music college and graduated and stuff. So this should be a thing.
I truly, Andrew, you are an exceptional player because you have many times debuffed yourself for the truth of the character, and it's amazing. So
I think it's still fun and it's challenging. Like being very fragile and having the low hit points, it could be frustrating getting punked by Janice, just knocked out in one hit. But I mean, it adds. You have to think very strategically. I like that it keeps me on my toes, makes me be creative for sure with how I'm playing.
Yeah, you've got those mins in the min max, So
yeah.
Well, cool. Do you want to tell everybody about the Duster stream that's happening this week? I'm just excited about it, so I'd love to shout it out. If you're watching this live, or if you're watching it before July 1st, come join us on Thursday. But if this is after, it's on our YouTube channel, and it's going to be up here as well. But Andrew, if you want to tell what's going on.
As I ramp up launching Duster on Kickstarter, which is coming up so soon, we're going to be streaming it right here on Better Than Heroes. We're going to have 2 games. Both are 2-parters, so that way we're not just trying to cram everything into one session. So July 1st and 8th, I'll be running a 2-parter. We've got a great cast. We've got Jordan Dahl and Aaron Uris from Better Than Heroes. We've got Eliza Skinner